Now that we've had a chance to look at tank diagrams a little bit, I want to go back and take another look at instruction lists and how those work, because it can get confusing sometimes. When do you use brackets and when are you not supposed to use brackets? So I just want to go over that. So one of the primitives that we have that needs an instruction list as input is everyone. Everyone is a command, so there's no pipe coming out of the bottom, and it takes one input, so it has one hopper here, and that input is some kind of an instruction list. And what it does with that instruction list, so this is an example, click on here, this is another example. What it does with the instruction list is it makes all the turtles on the current page run the instruction one after the other. And ask and talk to, it says, you can look at those too. So everyone, ask, and talk to are all set up to help you direct your instructions to either particular turtles or to all the turtles at once. So everyone is specifically for talking to all the turtles at once, right? And here's an example with everyone, glide minus 80 and 2. So I'm using the example click on. So if I say everyone click on, what happens? We have this, as we said, everyone's a command. It takes one input. When Foo sees these brackets here, he says, oh, okay, I know that's not a procedure name, that's a list. So I'm going to take that list to be my input. And then after he gets the input, that's when he decides, oh, okay, I got to talk to each turtle in turn and tell them to do this. Okay. It does say instruction list here, but this will also work, and you'll find this sometimes with other commands or reporters that need instruction lists. If it's a one-word instruction, like click on, you can just pass it as a word. So you could also just say everyone quote click on. That will work. Okay. But if you have something like this, like glide minus 82, that needs to be in brackets. Okay, because everyone takes one input. So you couldn't say quote glide minus 82 because that would be 3 inputs, right? So if it's a one-word instruction, then you can pass it down to everyone as a word. But everyone needs exactly one input. So if it requires anything more than one word, then you have to put it in a list. All right. So what happens with this one? So sometimes if we try this, everyone click on, we get that error message, right? Oh, and one of them clicked on. So what exactly is going on there? Well, let's stop all. So let's think about this for a minute. It says everyone click on. So the way Microworlds is trying to interpret this is it collects up the first word here, everyone, and looks it up in the dictionary and says, oh, everyone, I know how to do that. So that's a command, and it needs one input. So for the next word in the line, it's expecting to get its input. So it's going to try to get its input from this word, click on. Now if we had brackets or if we had a quote, Microworlds would know, oh, that's my input. It doesn't do any more evaluation of the word because it knows it doesn't need to be evaluated if it has a quote so if it has a quote like this or if it has brackets, then Microworlds knows, yeah, I'm not going to interpret that. That's my input. Okay, I'm not going to try to evaluate that. But when it sees that there's no bracket, there's no quote, it says, oh, I need to evaluate this, and this will give me my input. But the problem is that click on isn't a reporter. Click on doesn't report anything. So nothing is going to come out the pipe because there is no pipe to give any input to everyone. So then you might have the question, well, could you have a reporter here? Well, sure. If your reporter is going to report an instruction list or a word or a one-word instruction to everyone, then that'll work fine. So you could say everyone, and you could pick. So pick as a reporter, and we'll just pick at random one of the members of this list. So this list has three things in it. It has home, it has the list forward 5, and it has the word click on. So let's say if it pick is going to choose one of these at random. So let's just say it picked home. If it picked home, then pick. So basically, we start at this part of the line, right? We say everyone. Okay, everyone needs one input, so I'm going to go here and try to get my input. So I'm going to say pick. Can you give me input? And pick will say yes, I'll give you input as soon as I get the input that I need. So pick goes over here. We go to the next thing in the line. Well, the next thing in the line is this list. This list right here. Home, forward 5, click on. So pick says, I have my inputs. So now I can give you my output. So pick randomly picks one of these items out of the list. And let's just say it picked home. And then it outputs that item. And then everyone gets home and everyone's happy. Okay, so I can randomly do this. I don't know which one I'm going to pick, but you can play around with this. Let's say everyone pick home forward 5 click on. And depending on which one it picks, actually if it picks click on, nothing's going to happen. Oh no, maybe it will. Yeah, I think I animated them. So yeah, so if it picks click on, they should just animate. If it picks home, they'll all go to home, and if it picks forward 5, they'll all go forward 5. Let's see. Oh, they all went forward 5. Okay, so it randomly picked this second guy out of the list. So that's another thing you can play with. And also, there's a whole bunch of commands. Actually, some of these can sometimes be reporters, depending on what the instruction lists are, and whether some of them can take instruction lists that are reporters and some of them can't. But you can play around with these. You can look them up in the vocabulary and try out different things with brackets or with with bracketed instructions, or with reporters that will output a list of instructions.